Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Property Talk Live from CD Studio Hub. My name is Mary, your host as usual, as always, and I have here with me my host, Mr. Tochi. But before you introduce yourself once again to our viewers, okay, our topic for this session is real estate certificates in Nigeria. So with inflation rising and businesses struggling, Nigerians are asking one question, which is real estate still the safest place to put your money in? So today on Property Talk Live, we'll be answering all of those questions honestly. So please introduce yourself to me, our next person.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So my name is Mali Tochi. Of course, I'm an author and an entrepreneur. Thank you very much.
So thank you guys thank you so much once again for joining us again for this show. So without wasting much of our time, because we have outlined this past already, we'll dive into what does that really mean in today's Nigerian economy.
So what comes to my mind each time people talk about property, safest property investment is what the former president of the United States of America, which is Roosevelt, Franklin D. Roosevelt, he once said that real estate cannot be stolen, neither lost. So you maintain it, it's predictable, uh, you maintain it, you manage it, and it's one of the safest investments in the world, not just in Nigeria, all over the world. So what that means is that it's predictable, the demand is predictable, and then of course the need for space, residential, people need house to put their head over under the roof. People need uh, commercial spaces for businesses. So people need, um, real estate are always in demand. And of course, is a hedge against inflation. I spoke um, very detailed in our previous podcast where I spoke about why real estate is hedge against inflation. So it's not, um, disturbed or distracted by the economic um, policies or economic prediction. So the stability of real estate for over the all over the world can be easily determined based on the facts and figures. So it's something that when you're going to it, you look at from the beginning, right from the origin. When God created the world, the universe, and you find out that man has been always looking for spaces, place they can occupy, and of course, when they occupy the place, they develop the place and they multiply and increase. So it's always something that is, liquid. So what I mean by liquidity of property is that if you own a piece of real estate, so you can um, be sure that you're liquid because anytime you resell it, so you have capital. It's also preserve capital. So what that means is that if you uh, invest in real estate, so you have um, the money is preserved. Inflation is not going to eat your money, just like you have in Nigeria right now, or those who live in Nigeria, do business in Nigeria. Your currency naira has been already devalued, so you can't compete against the United States of America dollar or pounds or euro. So that means if you leave the money in the bank, by now it has been depreciated by the fluctuations on the economic um, indices. So what will safeguard that money is real estate, which cannot be devalued. Rather, there will be a appreciation of your assets. So if you want the best way to save your income or your money, your capital, put it in the real estate, and it cannot be lost, just like Franklin Roosevelt said it. So it cannot be lost. So it cannot be stolen, and it's one of the safest, predictable demands. It's always there. So that is why it is still one of the safest investments that you can talk of.
Thank you very much for that answer. So as you read, the safe investment is one that protects your value against inflation and real estate standard because people always need land, housing and commercial spaces. So
Yes.
moving on to our second question, compared to other investment options in Nigeria, how does real estate truly perform?
If you look at that other investment opportunities like stocks, businesses that fluctuate heavily, um, you buy bonds, you buy cryptocurrencies, like those who are into cryptocurrencies, and some other things. The real estate is less volatile, and though there are sometimes they slow down on the prices, but that does not really crash the price. It will never go down. If you buy a piece of real estate or plot of land today in good locations, we're talking about good locations, you cannot go and sell it less than what you bought it. You can always sell it above the market, I mean above what the initial price. So that means that it's not like a machineries or probably like vehicles, or equipment, industrial equipment. So that can go down in value based on the conditions of the value of such assets. So real estate as an asset can always be can resell it, and the value keeps on going up, it appreciates, and is one of the best. Just like Andre Carnage said, so the 90% of millionaires you have around the world are those that invested in real estate. So if you look at not only millionaires, billionaires, even if you look at those who have already wealthy, they put their money investment, they diversify their investment portfolios. So they put it into real estate. So because that capital will be safeguarded against inflation, against depreciation. So no matter how you look at it, it's still one of the best when you look around on what you want to invest. So for if you're looking watching us today, so these things are very important that you pay attention, and you planning investments. This is the first month of the year, so listening to this podcast will actually give you a direction of where you go while you make your investment projections or plans.
Thank you very much for that.
Yes.
So moving on to our third question, it said, are there situations whereby real estate can actually become a risky investment?
Yes, yes, there are situations like that, like when people do not follow the due diligence. People do not do uh, look for genuine titles. Before you buy properties, you have to do due diligence, verify the titles, and then location. Property is all about location, and then make sure that the property you're not buying by a lot. Sometimes when we come across some of our clients, so they want cheaper real estate investment. They want to buy it very cheap. So buying it cheap does not mean there's nothing wrong with that, but the thing is that you will get it in the wrong, I mean, in the place that are going to take time before it appreciates or develops. So that means the smaller your capital or your plan for real estate investment money, the longer your return on investments will delay. So if you want to buy real estate and have it a good location, and then of course do your due diligence, make sure that you are working with the right developer. Don't ignore due diligence is very important. Work with the right developer, and then of course verify your titles and choose the location, and then look at your income, uh, your income level, so that you can be able to buy. Of course, choose the kind of property that you want to buy. Is it commercial property? Is it residential property? So once you do the proper titles and then the uh, correct locations, you're good to go. So you make sure you verify, you don't ignore and verifying whoever you are working with right now. You don't want to verify your developers before you put your money to it. So you're going to fall into a risk of investments. That's why we are doing what we're doing on this podcast to making sure that we inform, you are well informed and guided. Because one of the problem of Nigeria, or because generally in Africa, is people shield information, people hoard information. So that's why I see a lot of people go get into trouble because there's no we hardly give information out. But we have taken it upon ourselves in TD Studio Hub, in this TD Property Talk Life, to demystify this myth so that people can understand, people can be guided. So whatever you want to do in different niches that we'll discuss about, just pay attention to us and then listen to us, watch us. And then if you need more questions, we're always here to like our host. We'll always be able to answer questions from other people. So due diligence, don't ignore it. Um, Verify your developers, very important. Right location, and then you're good to go.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So as you heard, investing in the wrong location and dealing with unverified developers or stretching finances to think and turning good assets into a problem for you. And the risk is usually in the decision, not the assets itself. So moving on to our fourth question
Yes.
for today's what type of real estate investment are considered the safest right now in Nigeria?
Yeah, the off plan. So you to go it in the baby step for those who are watching us. You don't know how to start. Go with off plan. The off plan you mean is property that the developer have already marked and done all the necessary things. That yours is just to buy, and then the developer takes care of the whole step by step on how to make sure that your investment is preserved and you have return on investment and you have opportunity to pay um, spread the payments. Then, of course, you look at the short list. It's also very good in some locations. But location again, if you want short list, you don't go into underdeveloped locations to put your money on the short list. It's where there's a hot demand, where people want to come safe and secure the environment, and they will, pay for the short list. It's also moving very well. And of course, land. Land is one of the things we can buy because again, it's also the safest, investment as well because you buy the land, you're not monitoring the land. The land is secured. You face it if you're buying from individual owners, you face it, get the right title, and then you lock it up. Of course, we always advise people to face their property once you buy it, face it out for security purposes. For some countries where they encroach on people's property, again, that's the environment determines in some locations. Once you own a piece of property, nobody encroaches on it. But there are some countries that their law are very weak. They don't punish offenders, or probably they drag their judiciary, um, you know, pronouncements is always dragged for years, and that also scare away potential investors, and even foreign direct investments are also affected. If countries' laws are weak, it's going to scare away people with liquid foreign investments, which will also bring foreign um, currencies into the country. So the foreign direct investment is tied by the laws of that particular country. So if you are watching us, maybe probably those in the government who are watching us today, so they need to understand that and there are a lot of factors that affect not only just in real estate but also general economic um, indices. So what I'm saying is this: you buy land, it's safe. Once you buy it, whether it's in an estate or probably individual owners, have the right titles, secure it, and then you move on to the maybe you want to buy off plan to those who are building apartments and different type of apartments, 3 bedroom apartment or 4 bedroom apartment, 2 bedroom, 1 bedroom apartment. So you buy it and you can as well rent it out. That generates income. So there's cash flow. All that we're talking about is all cash flow, cash flow. So once money is coming in and going out, your property is still there, and you have opportunity to resell it if you want to resell it, and it's secured. You can also hire a property manager to manage it. That means that property is generating revenue always.
Thank you very much, sir. So for someone listening right now,
Yes.
what is the smartest way to invest safely in real estate today?
For anyone listening right now, so like we said at the beginning of our introduction to the what Andrew Carnegie said, that 90% of millionaires and billionaires um, became that through real estate investments if they are guided accordingly. So for those looking at us now, you have nothing to lose. Take the risk, and also calculate the risk by doing the due diligence, titles, of course, verify the agent, or whoever agents or developers that you're dealing with. Make sure that you ask the right questions, and then you look for the safest one, um, the ones that are very secure locations, and listen to our podcast. You can as well, drop your questions. We can always ask. So it depends on what you want to achieve. But again, make well informed decision, not based on speculations. Verify your information, and then remember that you're on the path to become one of the millionaire or billionaire, just like Andrew uh, said. Okay, so once you do that, you are secured, and then of course the right advice, right people, right professionals, work with them, and then you build a very happy real estate investment, and that's why we are doing what we're doing. So we want you to make sure that you do not fail, you do not regret. For some of you on different sectors, put real estate, because none of the billionaires or the wealthiest people in the world, they also have portfolio for real estate investment. So they might not tell you, but all of them. If you talk about Dangote, you talk about um, some of the richest people in Africa, whether be it in South Africa, be it in Nigeria, be it in any part of the world, they also in the US or those the tech groups, tech where the guys they also put real estate among uh, their one of their investment portfolios.
Thank you very much, sir. So, as obvious as you've edged, for someone whoever is listening right now, it's not just for you to invest in real estate in today, in like this era, today as it is to start with clarity, define your goals, make sure your budget is realistic, have a realistic budget, and focus on your location because location matters. And always verify your titles, developers that are handling it for you. Take advantage of the flexible payments plan because you don't have to pay at once. You can always start small and then spread your payments plan. And then work with trusted professionals because safe real estate investment is about informed decision, not about rushing or speculation. So thank you very much for joining us on today's episode of Property Talk Live. We'll be expecting you the next episode. We'll be seeing you with a new topic, a brand new topic, and giving you insights about real estate and other investments available. I still remain your host, Mary, and thank you, Mr. Tucci, for joining us on
Thank you
today's
so
session.
much.
We will see you guys next session.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.